The Bosnian War had raged on for some 3 years in the recently independent Bosnia and Herzegovina, when in 1995 the international community decided that it was necessary to bring it to a diplomatic end. Representatives of the then Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia and Montenegro, and Croatia, as well as witnesses from these countries and entities, gathered in Dayton, in the United States, to sign an agreement to bring peace to the nation. The Dayton Accords agreed to form a single sovereign state of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which would be subdivided into two largely autonomous entities, with respect to the ethnic makeup of the Bosnian population. You would think, so the namesake Bosnia and Herzegovina entities? Wrong. These accords were the way the Republika Srpska and the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina were born. And by the way, please do not confuse the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina with the nation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, the UN member state which contains the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, but isn't it? The Federation's land is that where Bosniaks, i.e. Bosnian Muslims, and Croats represent a majority of the population, something that couldn't be decided around the city of Brčko and gave way to the creation of the Brčko district, while Srpska has a land mostly populated by Serbs. This goes to show on their flag, which has a traditional Serb tricolor of red, blue, and white. And this tricolor has been in use since 1835, but its colors go back to the late 13th century. And their given meaning isn't officially specified, but it's traditionally said that red represents bloodshed, blue represents their freedom, and white has a motherly purpose to it. The flag of Republika Srpska is particular in how it was adopted before the entity was even created. This is because an unrecognized Bosnian Serb state, which ended up preceding the actual entity, was proclaimed by Radovan Karadzic in 1992, and they sported the current Srpska flag as their own. Also their name. The case was not the same for the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which adopted this nice flag from a handful of proposals that came from a public competition called for after the Dayton Accords. It neatly represented both Bosniaks and Croats, in colors as well as national symbols, after it became evident that no design with ethnically neutral symbolism would be chosen by the community. Even with what the Dayton Accords were trying to accomplish, minorities from the peoples that the other entities represent still existed within each entity, and this might have rubbed Salman Tihic the wrong way. He was a Bosniak member of the three-person presidency of Bosnia and Herzegovina in 2004, when he requested the Constitutional Court to review the articles from each entity that sanctioned the regional symbols. And just like that, the Constitutional Court ruled out that these articles weren't in line with the racial discrimination guidelines in the Constitution, which meant that the flag for the Federation, as well as both entities' coats of arms, and this whole lot of Srpska national symbols, were to be annulled. Now, you'd look at the fate of the flags and maybe consider it somewhat unfair. Why only the Federation's flag and not Srpska? One could guess that it has to do with the strongly Bosniak and Croat symbols in the flag, as well as coat of arms, of the Federation, while Srpska's flag is just a mere tricolor. But then again, it's quite interesting how they've allowed for Srpska not only to keep their flag, but also their name from the self-proclaimed state at the beginning of the Bosnian War. You might call the ruling skewed. The Federation's flag status might not hold legally anymore, but is still used as a de facto symbol of the entity. In any case, they officially use the national flag of Bosnia and Herzegovina, a symbol that can confidently represent all the inhabitants of the nation, even if some still haven't warmed up to it.